Fit for Life Radio, episode number 58. I'm your host, Gary Diego. Deagle.
You and Diego mixed together.
Diego's the French version, the fancy version. And Will Shively.
What up?
Shively.
Dude, I got that my whole life. Get called down to the office in school. Is William Shively in that class? Can you come to the office? I'm like, fuck.
Well,
I never said anything, but I hated it.
The Shive. So today we are going to be talking about calorie calculators or calorie formulas.
Yeah.
So I've been getting a lot of questions about that lately. Actually, from clients at our gym, clients online, random people online. Literally this exact kind of question a lot. Oh, what's a good calorie calculator? Since I'm at home more, I'm not moving around, I'm not as active, and like people want to recalculate what their needs are.
Everyone wants to recalibrate.
And the answer is like it's completely really missing the boat.
Yep.
Because none of this stuff is precise, right? The beauty of counting, tracking calories is that you're bringing awareness to what you're eating, more awareness than not. But ultimately, a calculator is just a guess, right? It's really only good one time.
It's an educated guess, basically.
Yeah, to give you a number to start with. But then really the real magic is, if you want to be super technical, is weigh yourself every day, take your weekly average of your weight, and then make adjustments based on what's happening there. Because that's what the metric that's going to really tell you what's going on. Because your goal is either to maintain your current body composition, lose body fat,
or gain muscle,
right? So all those in general are going to be reflected over the long time term on the scale. So if you decide, that's where if one calculator tells you to eat 2,100 calories and the other tells you to eat 2,000, it's not going to matter. It doesn't matter, right? Because say your goal is to lose weight, and so you start eating that amount, and eventually you're looking at the scale. Guess what? It's not going to. If you're losing, great. Stay there.
Yep.
Right. If not, you're going to have to lower the amount you're eating. You know, and that doesn't. You don't even need to be counting calories, right? Like it could just be eating smaller portions of what you currently eat, or it could be tracking your calories and eating less calories. But realize that that's not precise either. Like you don't actually know. You could be plugging in some of the wrong entries on MyFitnessPal.
So happens a lot.
Just because of you're logging your calories doesn't even mean that's exact or right.
Which it's not.
And the way food reacts in our body isn't exact, right? Like you can eat 500 calories of Skittles and it's probably going to be 500 calories as far as like what actually kind of happens in your body. But then you could technically eat, and this is the benefit of whole foods, you could eat 500 calories of strawberries and it's not actually going to be 500 calories. It's processed because a lot of it's fiber and just the way it's processed in your body. The net calorie is probably less, right? And then just individually, how you are as a person, your NEAT, all those things matter, right? So it's because it's so complicated is why it's just easy just to keep it simple.
Yeah, so, and that's why eating similar foods is always really helpful because at best, those calorie counts on whatever MyFitnessPal or an estimation, they might be 25% off. Like that's a lot, really in the grand scheme. But when if you take the calorie number away, right? I eat 4 eggs for breakfast. I eat 8 ounces of chicken breast for lunch, and I eat, we'll say, 8 ounces of beef at dinner. Then you're just quantifying, like, I eat this, and then this happens, right? I lose weight when I eat this amount of food. It just takes the calorie number off of it. Same amount of food, you're just not worrying so much about the calorie. So that's really what matters is that you're eating, the same amount of something, over time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's why it makes it easy to, eat the same stuff. We eat different stuff if you're having, Pop-Tarts and protein powder one day and then your next day is like, chicken breast and salad. That's just hard.
Yeah. And then so the ultimate answer is like just pick and eat. So and this is what we do with our clients. And look, this is how we're super truthful with this is, I mean, even say it's a personalized nutrition coaching client, I don't even use the formulas anymore. Like, we've literally found it best, in general, if your average height it to guys 2,000 calories, girls 1,600 calories.
Boom.
Like, real general, start there, and then see what happens. You know, if you're a guy and you want to lose, and you may start losing 3-4 pounds a week. That's actually too much. We don't want you to lose muscle. We want you to lose at the rate of 1 or 2 pounds a week. Then we'll have you bump up calories, right? But maybe you're smaller and actually you're not losing. You're gonna have to bump calories down, and that's the thing. The calorie calculator, truthfully, most of them tell people too high.
Yeah.
But it is better to start off too high than too low. But the thing is, it still just doesn't matter. Like, adjust and see what happens. So that's the recommendation we normally give. Now, if you're 6'5", yeah, we start you off a little
higher for sure.
If you're 5'1", you might even have to be a little lower. But even in those circumstances, we still kind of find
we still start really about those roundabout numbers, anyways, for the most part.
So and it gets more skewed the less lean you are. So if you're like obese, like 350 pounds, those calculators are going to tell you need to eat like 3,400 calories, right? And I just haven't seen that to work out, right? I think it's more based off your lean mass, so which you're not going to know. So again, it's easier just to pick a more moderate number and see what happens.
And really, the magic is in knowing when and how to adjust too. It's not like that this certain perfect number that 1,719 calories is going to make you lose weight the best. It's knowing
you just need to be in a slight deficit.
And knowing, okay, I'm not losing anymore. What do I need to do? I need to lower my calories a little bit or whatever. And that's really where that's what works. It's not some super magic number that the perfect formula came up with. And they're all a little bit different, but they're all, the same, if that makes
And ultimately, I think the root of this is that it's a way for people to delay taking action. So you start getting into, well, let me find the right magic calculator because, why start if I'm not going to be able to start at the most optimal place? So then people will, and then you feel good about, well, you're
taking action on getting started.
Yeah, so while you research for 4 weeks the different calculators, right? And then which one's best, and all these websites that have their own version, and then, well, this one says eat this much protein, this one had me at this many calories, and then let me ask 5 different people, 5 different fitness professionals, which one's the best.
And then I think that too gives them something like, if you don't succeed, it's like the calculator was wrong.
Yep.
No, like you just did a bad job. You ate too much.
So really they're just almost useless.
Yeah, I think they're good to use once to give you a ballpark. Now, if somebody has no idea of anything and they don't know whether they're supposed to eat 1,600 or 3,000 calories, you need a ballpark. That's about all they're good for. And then from there, and I wish, with these calorie calculators, maybe they gave you a little more information on how to adjust, but I guess that's why they're free calorie calculators.
Well, and then thing too, they're also not telling, the real challenge in all this is eating the actual amount of calories, right? I mean, we see it with people, with clients, like that's where the gap is. Like you can tell someone to eat 2,000 calories and then they can go and maybe eat, say, 2,000 calories 5 days a week, and then they kind of have 2, 3, 4, 5 blowout meals, but they're like, well, I did eat 2,000 calories most days of the week, so they feel good about it, and then that's what they think they're eating, when in actuality they're not. So the biggest challenge we see is most people actually super underestimate the amount of calories they're eating. So then when you factor in that it's the learning curve of even being close to actually how many calories you're eating, a calorie calculator and a goal amount is just the least of your worries.
Yeah, most people have no idea. And a lot of people, it's not even conscious that I grab almonds 4 times a day.
Yeah. And
there goes your whole day. Or on a weekend where you think, it's just a margarita and some pizza. Well, that was almost 4,000 calories, and people just have no idea. So I think that's a bigger hurdle than, figuring out your perfect amount. It's just...
So I would just say the best place to start is realize look, just bring awareness to everything you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That could be doing a calorie calculator and picking a number to start with and then tracking. It could just be eating healthier food choices, which, by that I mean like more whole foods, which naturally are lower calories. So in general, if you're eating majority whole foods, you're going to be eating less calories if you're coming from a highly processed diet. So you're bringing awareness to your food choices.
Mm-hmm.
So again, just bring awareness to food choices.
Another one, just eat less of what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you have half a Big Mac instead of a whole Big Mac, progress.
Yeah. And that's bringing awareness to food portions.
Mm-hmm.
So
all those are viable rather than worrying about that real arbitrary number.
Yeah. Realize that any good that comes from using a calorie calculator is that you are using the tool of awareness.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
It's just a tool in the toolbox. It's not magic in of itself. I do recommend it for a lot of people because it helps them learn. Because when you count calories, you start learning. All of a sudden, you learn a handful of almonds is 200 calories. You learn a 16-ounce soda is a couple hundred calories. So then all of a sudden, you just know more, right? You're able to make
and you can make better choices.
Yeah, more educated decisions. So that's really all it is. It's not like there's a magic calorie amount, and knowing that almighty number is going to be the difference of you losing weight. Right?
Yeah, and I think that's where people end up. Yeah. And a lot of it is being just uneducated on nutrition and food and just not knowing what it actually takes.
Yeah. And so if it's like, you find yourself being less active and you're like, I kind of know I should be eating less. Let me do a calorie calculator. But really at that point, it's a shot in the dark. It doesn't, like whether you need to eat 15,776 calories or 14,097, it's so irrelevant.
Yeah, that's moot. That doesn't even matter.
Because the difference of if you had 100 calorie 100 calorie apples versus 200 calories of Mike and Ike's, like they're both going to be 200 calories, but actually what happens in your body is the apple's going to be like less. So so you ended up eating less.
And you're going to be more full from an apple versus
So now that exact calorie amount, it's just all semantics, right? So
and I know, like, I think part of this question got asked because somebody's activity is lower. Should I recalibrate? Well,
and they wanted to keep losing weight.
Yeah. Here's the deal. If your activity level is lower, you know how much you're eating.
You might still be losing weight.
Yeah. So you have to be able to track your weight daily. Yeah. And if you see that that's stagnated because your activity dropped, okay, maybe you just need to eat a little bit less.
Yeah.
And that's the way to make the move rather than a calorie calculator that doesn't know anything about you.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, where you weighing in, because you might still be losing. Because, our metabolic rate likes to stay the same, right? It's not as drastic as you think.
Yeah.
So because you're exercising or having less formal exercise, your body might make up for the difference by you burn more calories through fidgeting, you go on more walks and things like that. So it ends up being a wash. And you could probably just keep losing weight if so you'll know if you're weighing in, right? Or again, like Will said, you might not. And then you'll have to lower your calories, right? But you don't I wouldn't worry about knowing what that number is.
Nah.
And the ironic thing is, if you're one of those people who wants to know, you want to have control, you want to be exact, you want to be precise, then the argument's real easy. Like, calorie calculators are definitely not the way to go.
Nope.
The way to know the best is to, track your calories, track your weight, see what happens. Then you'll know, this is the calorie amount that I maintain my weight on or that I lose on. And then you make the adjustments based off of that.
Yeah, now off of pure just numbers, and this is what happened.
Yeah. Now it takes more time.
Yeah.
It's like a good 2 weeks. So you would track.
And there's a little bit of a learning curve to it and getting used to it and stuff, which is fine.
And that's assuming that you are pretty good and have developed a skill of tracking. So your entries are pretty accurate. You're confident. You kind of eat consistent foods. Those are like good skills and habits to have for really making calorie tracking productive.
Yeah.
So.
Hope that. Yeah. I think that sums it up pretty well.
So delete all those.
Yeah. Don't worry about your calculators.
Some of them are crazy, man. Some of the formulas. It's like you got to go retake calculus.
Dude, they take in like a lot of stuff.
And it's so funny, like the activity multiplier always trips me out. Like, do you exercise between 2 and 4 days a day, 2 and 4 times a week, and what is the intensity of your exercise? And then, okay, now multiply it by 1.2, or now multiply it by 1.4.
And then you're asking the person who underestimates how much they eat to estimate how much do I move on a daily basis, how intense are my workouts.
What does everyone do? They overestimate their activity and they underestimate
how much they eat.
So people can be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a professional athlete."
Yeah. So then their calculator comes out with them eating 2,800 calories when really they probably need.
And you know what's funny?
18
you
or
know what I purposely do if I was to use a calculator? I'll always put no activity, just because I figure it's safer that way, right?
Yeah. Then there's no variable.
If you're going to get the lowest number, and then start with that, because in theory it should get the needle moving. And then, if you're super hungry, if you're losing way more weight than you want, then you can add a little more, right? If you want to get the needle moving faster. But yeah, so, and for those of you that still want a number, and now you're just mad at us because we won't give you an answer, I typically will tell people to take their goal body weight and multiply it by 15 for maintenance.
Yep.
So, as you know, we like to focus on keeping it simple. That simple formula is just as good as all the other complicated ones. And then, so if you want to lose weight, take your goal body weight, multiply it by 12, start there. Again, if you want to make it more simple, we start all guys at 2,000 calories. We start all ladies at 1,600. If you're a 6 foot tall lady, probably start you out at 2,000 calories. If you're a 5'5" guy, probably start you out at 1,600 calories. And now that I say this out loud, I feel like we should almost tweak our formula to not our simple formula.
To not male and female, but more height-based?
To height-based. Because that's what,
Well, like a 6 foot tall female is going to carry more muscle.
Yeah, and more bone. Yeah. And more bigger organs. So more lean body mass, right? So really, we should probably do it by height.
Yeah.
Because it's just... Obviously, you're going to have more room for lean body mass, which is what seems to be the biggest factor for your metabolic rate.
Yeah, that's the big part of the pie, if there was a pie chart.
So think about it that way. If you want the most simple approach, and the benefit to all these calculators is it gives you a place to start. If you're really like between 5'7" and up, 5'8" and up,
maybe
start closer to 2,000. If you're really short, 5'5" and less, go with like 1,600. See what happens. Hit your protein, at least 120 grams for most people, and start there. See what happens.
That's it. It's simple.
Yep.
You mean it's just that easy?
Conclusion: protein 120 grams at least. That is your goal, minimum goal.
Yeah.
And calories, 2,000. Right? Just start there. See what happens. Don't lose after 2 weeks. Go down.
That's really the magic, is just execute and then watch what happens.
Yep.
And then change. That's it.
Yeah.
You have to be aware.
I mean, we always joke too, because for a lot of people, don't even worry about counting calories. Just eat the exact same things you do. Weigh yourself. Then, all right, ready to lose weight? Just eat a little bit smaller portions of everything
and then see what happens.
I don't even care if you go to 7-Eleven for breakfast.
Get a big bite?
Get a big bite and a Mountain Dew. And then for lunch, you go to Chick-fil-A, and you get a Chick-fil-A sandwich and waffle fries. And for dinner, you have a bowl of pasta with, what do people eat with pasta?
I don't eat pasta.
So, and you just had a bowl of pasta, right? So... if you just started with that and then ate a little bit less of your big bite, switch the Mountain Dew to a diet Mountain Dew, drop the waffle fries for a fruit bowl. So all you're doing is just lowering your calories of the food you currently eat a little bit. You would start losing weight.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to track calories. You're just tracking your food portions. Simple.
Easy. Not easy. Simple.
So, and that's we could do another episode on that.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
But, all right, guys. So, yeah, if you... again, we're out of Newport News, Virginia. We have a gym. We're not open right now because of the COVID-19. But we also always have online coaching. So we do Zoom workouts. We do on-demand workouts. So we have videos and a workout of the day, nutrition coaching, all that. you can check out.
And a bag of chips.
Hit us up on our website, my website, GaryDeagle.com. We have CoastalFitnessVA.com. Our Instagrams.
Coastal Fitness VA.
So yeah, let us know how you're dealing with this. If you need some more coaching, accountability, support,
we got you.
Workouts, we're here.
We got the structure that you need.
All right.
Bye.
All right. We'll catch you guys later.
See ya.
As always, thanks for listening, guys. If you want to learn more, check us out at coastalfitnessva.com or GaryDeagle.com. We'll see you next time.